by, chat for like an hour, see if anybody coming through, talk about what's going on, what you want to talk about. Um, See how it is, see what we're thinking about with different things going on. Just like throw a little something there. Um, see what we got. What's up? What's up? I came on just in time. Let's see what we got. I gotta create this poll, so give me just a minute to write. I'm gonna be on for an hour. So let me put this poll up. Anyway, I got this question. It's just a general one. So what's up with you? How you doing? What's up with you? Yeah, so if Jalen Hurt is hurt, then that changes the landscape. If Jalen Hurt is hurt, but if he ain't hurt, they still should have beaten Washington yesterday. Washington didn't had two. Washington is like the Kansas City of the NFC. All their games be crazy at the end. Crazy football. Because if you watch the Washington Commanders games, you have to be scratching your head. Who for Philadelphia? Talking about for Philly? He all right. He all right. I forgot who he played. I remember him, but that's not why Philly lost that game. Philly's defense was atrocious yesterday. Philly dropped an egg yesterday. They should have won that game yesterday. They blew it. They kicked a couple field goals. They got a Poochie too, because Poochie missed that kick, but they should have won that game. That's on Nick Salami though. They should have won that game. You should be able to beat Washington with a backup. You had a 10-point lead. You can't blow that game. They let Jaden Daniels look poised. He got in that butt. That's that's why Philly might have a problem. And they got sloppy. They should have won that game yesterday. That was a bad look at the end. Bad look. So if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm a little bit concerned. It didn't finish up like you're supposed to. I'm a little bit concerned. Pause for concern. Cause for concern. If Jalen Hurt gets hurt, they in trouble. Man, people always downplay how good he is. Let him get hurt and see what happens. They done. Come on now. If you in here, let's do some talking. Hit them likes up. Appreciate everyone hitting the subscriptions and let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, I told you how I feel about him. Now, I understand if the Bills finish ahead, they'll probably get to Josh, but he's my MVP. He looked like he was hit. He looked like he was trying to break the record. What about Steve Harvey? What about Steve Harvey? Oh, did you read my video? I had that anyway. I had that one about him and Bernie Mac. I did a video. Yeah. So, but anyway, what's up? See what we got. What you talking about, Treetop? Anyway, Barkley did good. Impressive. Oh, that's nothing new. Yeah, well, how you think he stays on TV? You remember when he did that Miss America pageant a few years ago and messed up? Trump ran that network. Mhm. He tends to keep he didn't so you already know he pushed his stepdaughter to Michael B. Jordan, to Diddy. What's up? So he been all through the parties. You think when you work on Family Feud that you ain't bought and paid for? Come on now. And if they wanted to get rid of him, they could have. No. I like Giselle. I like the show. I like Steve Harvey's show better, especially when on Santana when Bullet Head. No, I like that better. Couldn't stand the big girl because she kind of got to be annoying. No, I like the Steve Harvey show better. I'm sorry. That was one of my shows. Cedric and him. They had some funny moments. There's some things I like. Nah. Jamie Foxx's show was good, but I like Steve's better. I watch Steve's more. Sorry. I did like Garrett Morris on Jamie Foxx's show and Garcella. I liked her, but I watched Steve's more. Steve's show got corny the last year or so. It's always, you know, him and Principal kind of, but I liked it though. I liked it. Jamie Foxx did good though with, all now if you told me who had the totality got the most out their career, Jamie mops the floor with him. But far as TV, I'm gonna get at the Steve. TV TV Steve is good for TV. Mm, he was chasing the principal. I don't know. It was a mix. It was a mix. He wasn't outside begging for her. I thought him and Levita had more chemistry though. The principal tried to be too much. Raquel Rob, she tried to do a little bit too much though to mess with him, and he did catch feelings. But I ain't gonna say he simped out all the way. I like the show. I like the show. I used to watch Steve Harvey show, so I like that show. I liked it for that time, and I like some of the characters, some of the things they did. I like some of it. You know, uh, you know, I thought that principal was cool. You know, and I thought that I liked it. You know, not a great show, but it worked. Like the theme song a lot. Like Patrice Rushen did the theme song, so I liked it. You know, I liked it. I liked him better. I'm just saying, I liked him better on TV because his movies, he okay. Love don't cost a thing, and then you got Sir. He kind of played the same role. Ain't really the Family Johnson Vacation was corny. He just okay. He ain't really got much of a presence on the big screen, but on the TV screen, Steve got it. Family Feud alone, he got it. I'll give him that. But that's all I'm gonna say with that. But I like the Steve Harvey show. I like it better than that little corny talk show he had though. Anyway, let's keep talking about something else. Come on now. Come on now. Talk about Ryan Day. I did the video. Congratulations to Ohio State, Penn State, Texas, Notre Dame. Wasn't shocked. Yeah, but it wasn't good. They were very lucky. Drake Maine don't fumble and don't throw that bad interception. They may lost that game. He threw that bad pick in the end zone. Could have won that game. The Bills didn't even look that good. I think they were on such a high after beating Detroit. Yeah, you might. Ryan Day might save his behind if you get that far. You might save your butt. He might. He might. I think they're going. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. I know Ohio State, Penn State gonna both be looking good in Texas. It's so predictable. It's so cliche. It's so cliche. You know, it's so cliche. And I see Notre Dame down there too. And those, I did the video. Those average wins were by like 19 points. So those were just like, really, you know, it wasn't even worth talking about. The reason why you're not out of it is because aside from Oregon, everybody else done lost games. And it used to be a time if you lost 2 games, your butt wasn't seeing top five. But they so desperate that they don't really know who's the second best team. Oregon looks like the best, but 2 through 7 or 8, big old question mark. That's what the problem is. Because Ohio State lost twice. Penn State, as you know, they don't trust no. If this was college basketball, if this was Sweet 64, yeah. They don't do that in college football. Not in my lifetime. Not that I remember. That's how I know college football. They desperate for ratings. Yep. They used to call it the take the C off. That's what they used to call it, the era. That's what they thought about it. Because they used to be so rigged and so fake and so fraudulent that, uh But it's a joke now, though. I mean, it's bad now because I can't tell you. I mean, obviously SMU got weeded out, Clemson got weeded out, Indiana got weeded out. So the ones that got stomped like a mud hole through, those were the second, third tiers teams. So they're gone now. And then you already had the natural grain bowl and the chip and dip bowl. So that's what's up. But they really can't tell you. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get a right team for what they're trying to put down. So anybody out here, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and also if you got questions, feel free to come in. We just talking about college football or NFL or whatever you want to talk about. Football playoff. It hits different though. It hits different. NFL playoffs don't be no joke though. This college mess this weekend was kind of like a waste of time because the way the beatdowns were, that wasn't good. That wasn't good at all. There was a lot of beatdowns. It wasn't good. Not the way Ohio State and Penn State thumped and Tennessee thumped. That wasn't good. That's not good. It just goes to show the parity is real and there's difference in tiers. Now, Colorado, it's a shame that they can't help their cause. Yeah, sometimes I do. I have. I have. I like it. Well, the thing about NFL playoff football is that one play can make the difference, though. It's always like one play. Plays matter, but there's always one play that makes the difference. All along I've been watching NFL, especially in the postseason. Sometimes one play can make or break your season. Ask the Chicago Bears. Ask Washington. Ask Kansas City. Detroit. You know, because you see have and have nots though. But when I watch, yeah, I mean in the postseason, yeah. Same thing to you. I don't know who you is, but you can bounce. Yeah. And Minnesota never got to the Super Bowl. And a waste of a great season too. Shame too, because if it won that game, who knows? So yeah, it was sad. That was the Dirty Birds, and they got their butts plucked. hmm I had a buddy who was dancing from Atlanta ATL, all dancing. I bet he did. So he wanted to punch him back in '98. What would you do today with these kickers? Because these poochies today, Gary Anderson was a very good kicker too. I might add. These turkeys today, they suck today. If they can't kick it 50, 60 yards, they can't make they shanking left and right. So what would he do today? I mean, that's a fact. You think it was bad then. Yeah, I know. Because Chris Carter knows what I know too. NFL is tough, yo. See, I'm gonna tell you something. All pro sports is tough, but the NFL is tough. Let me explain. What Patrick Mahomes is doing, that ain't normal. That ain't normal. Ain't normal. I mean, you lucky if you get one trip to a Super Bowl. And if you win a ring, that ain't normal. That hit's completely different. So just saying. But I understand. I understand. I know how tough that because people don't understand how tough that can be. So, you know. Anyway, that's the truth though. When you have an Adam Vinatieri, you don't understand guys who are clutch. It can be tough. Things don't go your way, gonna be tough. All right, please continue to keep on hitting. We got So everybody so far saying holidays don't last long enough. I like that though. Yeah, they sure don't. Now we celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, etc. Then Marino Asians keep
Okay,
it some.
I found this on the web, but they sure don't celebrate.
No, he didn't. He never had a running game. So I'm going to address this because, all due respect, I was around and you didn't get the chance to see him. At that time, you had to have a running game. Even if you had a 1 year body wonder like Icky Woods, you had to have a running game. You had to have a balance of run attack. You had to have defense. You couldn't beat the Bills. Had a better team. We had a better team. Now you could sit there and say Marino's better than Jim Kelly, and I'm not gonna argue with you. But there was no Thurman Thomas from Miami, and our defense was stellar. What do you mean? Please work on your content. I have had quite a few people coming through here and watching my shows. What do you mean? Please work on your content. How dare you say such a thing, Jude? I don't even know who you are. Anybody got a problem with my content? Give me a 1. If you don't have a problem with my content, give me a 2. Please address this Jude person. I don't know who you are. Anyway, anybody got a problem with the content? Thank you, Ted. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Doing something right that people do support the channel, come through and give commentary. And if you're gonna offer up constructive criticism, please tell me what the problem is before you say content and attitude. Because I don't know what that means in English. I'm not a mind reader. I just think it's just a troll job for the holidays. Is a Scrooge coming through? Somebody got through the chimney and poured something in the eggnog? I don't know. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, Ted is a great soul. Everybody comes through to give support. I always give a shout out and I appreciate everybody comes through. I don't know how people come through. If you're offended by something I said, tell me what it is. If you got a suggestion or there's a topic you want to talk about, feel free. But don't come through here talking about uh work on my content or that I'm this or that, especially when we're not even saying anything negative. As a matter of fact, my poll question today is, do holidays don't last long enough? You would think somebody would read that and say, you know what? That's an interesting topic. I guess so. He or she, I don't know who it is, but somebody coming along just tripping. But thank you though. Anyway, who do you think won the national championship? Um, ooh, that's a good question, geez. Thank you. They won't. Ted will like this. They want Ohio State, Penn State. That's what they want. Somehow if they could get Alabama and they would want it, or Georgia. Georgia, Georgia, Georgia. Yeah. Georgia against Ohio State, Georgia against Penn State is what they want. They don't want Oregon. I'm not sold on Texas. I think they really good. I just don't. I think they kind of missing something. Georgia's the team that I would say, especially if they get another chance. But Ohio State is like, look, I think Georgia. I'm not sold on Texas like that. I think they good enough. I don't think Texas. I don't know. I see Texas against Ohio State or Penn State. I don't know. I don't know. I say Georgia because to me, if Georgia didn't have to face Alabama, they might not lose. But what, 2 games in the last 5 years? They got a crazy record. If you took that out, yeah. Well, you hoping for Ryan Day though. I think they want him to win though. He saved his behind by winning that way he won the other night. I know that for a fact. Even though there's no excuse for them losing. They should have. I'm a Michigan fan. They should have clobbered Michigan. And he got to go deep. He don't go. He don't go deep. He might be in trouble. So I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, just keep on talking about it though. But yeah, I got Georgia, but I think they want Ohio State or Penn State to win. They don't want Oregon. I see none of you said Oregon. I wonder why. Because nobody likes Oregon. Yeah, because that was a huge losing to Michigan. It's like the Yankees losing to the Red Sox. I mean, you ain't got to win. And I be serious when I say this. I'm not saying that I want my team to suck, even though by Michigan standards they suck because all they got is the fruit of the loom bowl this year. But good and well, we don't win but one game. We got to beat Ohio State. I'm saying you don't win but one game. You got to beat Ohio State. That's all that matters. We won that game. Now we got the Cheerio Bowl. That's all. Yeah, I said this year I was surprised. The other years I wasn't because Harbaugh, we had a top tier team. We were top tier. This year we suck. This year we battling. We getting like the grapefruit bowl. I was surprised. You know how that go. You know how that go. Shoot, act like you don't know about that special mac and cheese all you can eat holiday meal. You know what? I'm pulling for Oregon because I'm a hater, but nah, because Oregon deserves a chance. If they can do it, then more power to them. If they do it, I ain't got no problem if they beat them. I don't. Because Oregon ain't going to never be in this position. Let's be realistic. You know good and well that if Oregon gets waxed, they'll drop their butt from number 1 to number 11. You already know. That's the one reason why I kind of hope Oregon wins because it's kind of like if you don't knock them out, you ain't going to win. See what I mean? That's what I'm saying. See, it's so, and I know that's no diss to you, but that's what they want. Nobody wants Oregon to win. Well, yeah, because he was choking. He choked bad, and then they got close, and then he bought off people. But anyway, but yeah, you win, you own the town. You win, you get free whatever. Shoot. I want to see where it's the best teams against the best teams. I don't want to see no, because bottom line is if it's meant to be the best teams against the best teams, I ain't got no problem with it. But I'm sure college football would love Georgia against Ohio State. They would love it. What's up? They all hate on Prime. That ain't no. Well, I remember that mess from last year, but again, they kind of brought that on themselves because they did go pretty cocky. Dion did go pretty cocky. Hell no. And there is a fine line between when them people be hating to be hating or when it's something else. So they were a little bit, and Colorado did get a little showboaty last year. That's why you saw the improvement this year. You saw the improvement this year. So hey, yeah, there are some haters that's gonna be hating, but there's also some stuff that you kind of self-inflicted. But they made up for it this year. I was impressed. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So, you know, but I'll tell you something. Dion gets that team really good, really tight. I ain't nobody gonna be hating too much longer. They're 9-3 this year. Watch out the next couple. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So, you know, you can tell when it's shaping and getting the ship in order. So, yeah. All right, now, keep on talking. Let's keep it moving. We got, let's see what we're working with. More people come in and contribute. Got something to say? I'll stay on. Need you to keep on talking and let me know what you're on your mind. We talking live. We here. Let's do it. If you're having to celebrate holidays, happy holidays to you. If you're not celebrating, the best to you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He ticked me off. He ticked me way off. I can't stand him. He's a plant. He a sellout. He loud. He ignorant, and he a third tier rapper on a good day. And I tell him to his face, I don't like Joey Crack. How dare. He wants an excuse to be a bigot. He wants to keep on hanging out the cookout. He wants to keep on saying what they want. He has no agenda. And for him to badmouth with all the oppression, the racist, the institutionalized systematic, to sit there and to get at Lord Jamar, and I don't always agree with Lord Jamar, but anybody that comes clapping for Fat Joe, I'm clapping with him. I'm clapping. But he got it coming. He got it coming. The audacity of him. And he ain't had no lean backwards. How long ago? His biggest hits have been with black artists. We thugging with him and R. Kelly was 20 years ago. That was a big hit. He needed R. Kelly to boast what's love with Ashanti when Ashanti was hot. Pay attention to who he be working with to blow his whackness up. Because nobody really goes down behind him by his cornball self because he ain't a carry type of rapper. He has to be carried. Did you hear what I said? I said he's not a carry type of rapper. He has to be carried. He gets carried like oh God. Like I gotta think of a good analogy, but it's embarrassing. They invited him, they allowed him, they have no sense of shame, they have no sense, and he is an informant. He got cold busted. He rode off of a big pun. People don't even understand how much riding he did. So I find him insulting. Uh, I got mad ish with him. I don't care for Fat Joe at all. Not at all. Pretty much. Shoot. Everything he do. Everything he do. He always got something to say about something. Like who asked you? You know. You've been like played like a ping pong ball. You always at the events and you always in this and that. You got so much to say. And it's like people feel like they in depth to what have you done? Your career ain't that remarkable. Not like that. Did I miss something? Did I miss the last Fat Joe Platinum Party? Did I miss that big time hit song? I know, but we like the song though. Yeah, his career is gone, but his public career is alive and well. That's the problem. I want to know what does he really do to keep getting his shine because I don't get it. Yeah, we know we ain't talked about his career in a minute, but he's around. Just like DJ Khaled. Like these turkeys that I don't know what they do. They're like pop up and I gotta sit there and people talk about him like what does he do? Am I missing something? Usually, if you're giving commentary on people's careers or you talk about something, it means that you actually have a voice, a reason that you actually mean something. It doesn't mean that you just uh, uh, talking about stuff because they make it count for something. I don't understand what his situation means. I'm very perplexed about what he means. I mean, I don't know the totality. No, he didn't. He wrote off of what Big Pun did. He actually the way the story where I remember back in the day, I watched him. And Big Pun, when Big Pun died, he was the one that was behind Big Pun. He got behind Big Pun. He was a protege and he blew up. He was riding because Big Pun working with Joe. See, Joe and people used to clown Fat Joe. They don't even forgot. See, that's how fake the industry is now. I don't even know why they even got him tagging around. Yep. But he's big business. For people coming at me talking about, well, I said, well, he do represent something because Major League Baseball had him going up against Ice Cube in a versus for the World Series. You think I didn't see the representation? You didn't pick that up? Think about it now. He was repping Major League Baseball against Ice Cube. Now, let me look at Ice Cube. Still making music, still making movies, big three league. What is Fat Joe doing? Yeah, he got a corny song out with Babyface, got some corny songs out. What's he repping exactly? He does all these interviews. He's on a promotional tour of what? I'm amazed. I'm like, really? What is he doing? Somebody enlighten and educate me because I don't. I'm like, well, Fat Joe ain't on tracks with Kendrick. He ain't on tracks with J. Cole. He ain't on tracks with Drake. What's he doing? How's he still getting all this shine? I am baffled. So anyway, yeah, that's why he getting cooked. Hmm. Well, somebody like him, no. But I just want to make sense. How is it that he gets to rep the East Coast and the versus battle in the World Series? I'm dumbfounded. I thought you had to have a career that people cared about. I thought people, at least with Cube, and it was considered his all his stuff hit the stands. Fat Joe don't have no songs to match no Ice Cube. Who thought about that for Major League Baseball? Who thought that up? Who thought that one up? That's when I talk about him being big. They had him going up against Cube. Ain't no lifetime he's supposed to go up against no Ice Cube. And if you pushed this mess 20, 30 years ago, people would have laughed at you. Think about it. That's the funny part. Who thought of that versus? Anyway, that's my Fat Joe rant. We're gonna go off on Fat Joe. Mm. Mm. Yeah, you just gotta finish up like you're supposed to. You win the game tonight, you in good shape. Spank them up. Should be all right. Funny stories, everybody don't think that y'all legit because everyone says y'all done lost all these teams. But I tell you one thing, all it takes is to get in the playoffs and then you could get on the on cylinders. Like I said, people keep downplaying Jalen Hurt, but if they don't have him, they gonna be out early. And then you just got to worry about Detroit, who has a suspect defense. So Because if I'm not mistaken, Chicago had a couple little bombs in that game. So if Caleb Williams can infiltrate, they can. Yeah, it could happen. It should have happened this year. I told you that one tip ball, the Bears weren't the same because they were playoff bound. I know. Yeah, it's the best foot division in football. It's the best division. That's because the NFC don't have there's tiers to it, and the third tiers use the wild card. Well, the third tier wild cards aren't that good. That's the sad reality. The parity's that bad. So you gotta remind me who the wild card teams are in the NFC, but there's a lot of stank teams on. Do I like the new playoff format? Explain about the new play. I think you got what, one extra team? I just like it. Well, the whole thing about you, one team gets a bye. I thought the top two teams should get a bye. I think that's kind of corny. That only one team gets a bye. I think that's not fair, especially if you got a team that's 13 wins or a team that's 12 wins. It's just kind of like I don't like that. But I think that they could go back to the old way where they have lists, like they cut the league back down. I don't think the extra week makes any difference. We already see the teams that should be there. I don't like the fact the overtime rule where the field goes and you got to score a touchdown to win, or you score a second and you win. Um, I think that's always pertaining to Kansas City because the Kansas City Buffalo game a couple years ago, they didn't like how they did the new rule. So do tell me. Let me hit me up to the new rule because I know about the rule from last year. What's the new rule? Personally, I think the NFL should do like college football and put that ball on the 35-yard line. You know, MLB, okay, MLB with the ghost runner on, I thought that was a great idea in the 10th inning. I think that you speed up things, you get more, make it more offensive. So I think there's ways you can implement new rules. Yeah, because that's what they do in college football. And that made that what's that game this year earlier with that crazy game that went to 8 overtimes? That was some great that NFL could do that. I think that would be cool. Shorten the game, because yeah. Well, don't you know what? If Roger Goodell gets like Adam Silver, you come back and you can hate on me, okay? But like, yeah, that's how we get more casual fans. Yeah. Stat padding somebody. But it ain't gonna work for everybody. Give him more reason to hate him. And he probably would too. But people gotta understand he's one of one. It's just kind of like Steph Curry if they had a 4-point play in the NBA. He's one of one. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't do that. They'll do something. Josh could be dangerous. Except yesterday he wasn't though. He didn't look too good yesterday. They did enough to win yesterday. Now I'll tell you, Mahomes can, Lamar definitely can. All right, please continue to hit the like, subscribe. I see some people out there. Feel free to come on through. This year I would, but not overall. No, not overall. I think Lamar's a better suited for regular season. I think Josh playing special this year, but Lamar's a bad boy though. Because even with Derrick Henry, he still shines. I think Josh is more talented, but I don't think that he's necessarily been better than Lamar. But I think they're the guys that are right outside the door of Mahomes. Oh yeah, he's poised. He don't let the moment get the best of him, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. When you win big games and you can finish, that's a testament to your talent, your depth. So I like him. I still think they about a year or two away from being a legit team, though. All right, thank you, Jigsaw. Appreciate it. Same to you and yours. I think they about a year or two away. I think they got to do some fine tuning, but I definitely think that he's on the right path, though. Definitely, I like him. Now tomorrow's the Eve. I'm going to be working in a church tomorrow. There's an Eve presentation, so I got to do a couple of things tomorrow. What about yourself? What's up? Okay, well, hey, look, just be careful and stay warm. Thank you for where you coming from today, Jigsaw. Glad to have you on. Glad to have you coming through. Appreciate you. Yeah, he do. But no one's there to check him, though, because the cats are bought and paid for. That's why. Nobody's gonna say nothing because, you know, people don't care. They too soft to say something. He's coming around in the ear where he can pop off like that. Another ear, he'd have been checked. And when I say checked, I'm talking about these showbiz cats. I'm not talking about out in the streets. I'm talking about the showbiz. Cats back in the day would have probably checked them. These cats today don't check jack. Nothing offends them. How when you bought and paid for? Because you can be loud and ignorant. Nobody don't say nothing. Different era. Again, different era. You remember when Justin Timberlake faced that backlash behind Janet Jackson? That's why I talk about eras. I'm talking about where people would say something, they come and check you out. I check you out no more. He ain't gonna be touched. You would think so. Only the one that went after him was Benzino. Benzino with the source. That's the only one. And Lord Jamar, old school cats, new school cats. Nah, they might diss him on the low. They ain't gonna say nothing to the public eye though. They gotta play the bad game. When you play the bad game, you tend to keep your mouth shut, even though you really feel like you feel so. Yeah, if he'd have been popping off like that early '90s, things did change in the late '90s though. I'm not gonna lie. I saw a shift where people kind of let their guards down because I come from here where people used to well, there's still some things they hold up, but guards started to get dropped a little bit. I seen a shift. Okay. Still see some people out here, so feel free to hit the like. Yeah, cause the reason why I say that is after Biggie and Pac, and it's almost like we gonna do what we want to do, and you don't see nothing. I'm going to hang on to that theory. Yeah, yeah. Diddy got respected for his non-rapping behind. I seen some stuff change, and hip hop changed, and people started to change. They started stuff that they used to cringe at. They didn't. No. I say the '90s was. I think the '90s was. The '90s was. You only see it from that perspective because it was more commercialized, but uh the '90s was to me. I seen things change where cats got strange. I say the '90s. Yeah, because they used to have different tiers. They used to say you a pop rapper, you a corny rapper, you a street rapper, you a gangster rapper. They had all these terms, which ain't none of them appeal to because all of them are pop rappers when it's all said and done. They just put terms. They say gangster rappers and street, they put terms on them. All these cats been bought and paid to do hooks for singers. So how you gonna sit there and say, well, this? Like they like to make Nas like he's a good. I like Nas a lot, but he worked with Jennifer Lopez for crying out loud, just like Diddy did for crying out loud, just like Fat Joe did. How you gonna sit there and call yourself some deep wizardry when I throw a bag your way, booty your way, and you'll be up there the first one to shuffle and grin? Come on now, who are we kidding? This is the because if you look like a role play, you won't do this, but you will do this though. They tell them what to do, so they all started it. Hmm. Oh, the shuffleboard be I'm for real. I did answer that question. I think Professor PB1 had that one about Roland Martin and Stephen A. And I said the shuffleboards begin. They feet be moving. Oh yeah. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. And I'm not hating on people getting a bag. I just don't want to hear people talking about how thuggy, ruggy, duggy, wuggy, wuggy they are. And then you be sitting up there on hooks and crying with whoever they put money on you. Just tell the truth. We're talking about you a street rapper, and then you up there with Katy Perry up there crying in a song. Please. It's the biggest acting. As a matter of fact, all that be shuffleboard. Hip hop ain't nothing but a shuffleboard. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. But see, what people don't understand is that's how the industry works. Somebody put money behind Fat Joe. Somebody want Fat Joe to, be seen as something as a I don't know what's the term I want to use. Like he's something special. Yup. How about how tough you are. You crying in Taylor Swift songs, doing hooks. I ain't trying to hear this. Look, I'm gonna call you out, Snoop. I'm gonna call you out, Kendrick. Cause y'all both work with them. Hmm. People be telling me about this tough guy and he tough. I'm like, "Yeah, who he be working with? Who he be working with? You work with anybody they tell you to work with because you follow the bag. Him and Taylor Swift, look up that remix they did together, that video. Look it up. Shoot. So-called tough street rappers be rapping with anybody. LL Cool J crying on a song with Jennifer Lopez. All I got is what you had. And what you had is what I wrote said. Like, come on, man. Your credibility. Eminem up there crying with Rihanna. Come on now. So-called street rappers. Get those hooks out. Get your work on. You know, that gives them street cred. That's street cred right there. I dare any of these rappers to turn down that accessible role. See, when I tell you that hip hop is the biggest shuffleboard, I ain't playing. I ain't playing. I ain't playing. Oh, shuffleboard means that you play the thug role. You got to play the thug role in your movies, your TV shows. You always extra soup, Method Man. Always got to play that role. Always. You wouldn't either. Thank you. He said, I want your money. I'll take your money. He probably would have in a movie with her, but not on no record he wouldn't have. But in a movie, he probably would have. In a movie. But see, he was trying to make a statement as an artist. These turkeys is bought and paid for. Tell you. It's not what you think. Cats be up there all crying. I don't know what real hip hop has been like in a long time because these cats be crying. Shoot. He never saw uh Rakim on a track with Cher crying. What happened? It's just sad now. It's been sad. It's been sad. They talked all that smack about MC Hammer, but Hammer didn't front. He did what he did. Cats be faking the funk though. Crying all over the tracks. Look, Jay-Z got that thing out with Gwen Stefani too. Not Gwen Stefani, but Gwyneth Paltrow. Crying all on song. Crying. Ooh. There's not even collabs. They're not even collaborations that makes oh he cry all the time. But see, I ain't mad at him. We know he a known, at least with Drake, he's honest about his thing. He corny, but at least he honest. See, it's the ones that play the tough role and play like they all street and all that, and then they get caught crying. Him up there rapping with Linkin Park and all that. He work with anybody to make a dollar. He got no shame. He has no shame. You know, that's the ones I call crying. The ones that talk all that talk in interviews and then like Busta Rhymes talk about I'm street, I'm real street. And then you did that song with Mariah Carey. You was trying to hit that note more than you know what song I'm talking about? Busta up there crying, trying to hit a note, trying to sound all melodic. Like I don't make this stuff up. So when you come at me talking about Pastor Cavassier, you and Pharrell and Puffy all in the white rose, Pastor Cavassier, the remix too. Whatever. I ain't trying to hear all that stuff. Trying to tell you, cats. See, this is why I go to live stream. When I come to you live, I got the receipts, I got the memory, I got the facts. When people come at you talking about, oh well, woo, woo," I'm like, I can bring it back into your face. I ain't gotta make it up. My memory's good. It's there. It's there. Mhm. They are. You know. I remember when Ja Rule and Ashanti were doing like Grease. Like he was John Travolta and she's a living new John and dancing and shimmying. But he wanted to be a crooner. That's what he did. She did the hooks. You know. Industry's so predictable. Once you find a lane, this is what you gotta do. Once you find a lane, It's what you gotta do. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. This ain't something new. They like to romanticize and say we kept it real. Kept it real in what way? Cat's been bought and paid for. Look at it in hindsight, you see for what it is. Oh, and then you sampling the most pop based songs that you can because they tell you what to sample. Yep. They got you all dressed the same. Yep. Not even just dancing, but the way they're going about it. Well, see, most of the rappers don't even dance no more, so there ain't no routine. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy, that's all. Because they can't even embrace the culture because they haven't embraced themselves. That's the problem, you know. So that's what makes it such a tacky turkey move. But I had to sit here and hear people talk about, oh, it was better in my day. I'm like, really? Yep. Yep. Master P talking about. I knew about R. Kelly and I knew about this and Yo Yo and all them talking about that. I said, y'all know everything, but y'all don't say nothing. How y'all be knowing so much and y'all don't say nothing? They sell your records with stickers on them because they know you gonna be insulting, because that's selling. But you won't work with your brother or your sister, or you won't work to build no communities, but buy you off. Don't say nothing. Got a lot to say, but you ain't saying nothing. So cracks me up. Cracks me up. That's how I look at it though. So yeah. So yeah, they've been getting insulted and cold because they've been bought. Hmm. He's bought and paid for. If I can make you remember that song with him and Mariah Carey? I can't even think of that song now. My homeboy was cracking me up. This was over 20 years ago. It's 25 years ago. He said, you said, man, Busta Rhymes sung better than she did. He was singing. Crack me up. And I remember him in Higher Learning. You seen Higher Learning with him and Ice Cube? He was like, yo, I'm rude. But he's the same guy who said that African Americans in hip hop, there's no culture. He the same guy who said that. That he was all hard, all snarled up, you know, all hard, all tough, all posing, and then out there singing a slow jam with Mariah. Just calling him out for what he is. Mhm. Yeah, you will do what they tell him to do. Well, that's where the money's at. Ask him about Diddy. Go, I can't talk. No, no, I don't know. No, I don't know. No, no, That's supposed to be your boy. That's your boy, right? Y'all were wearing robes together in Pastor Cavassier video, but now you like, well, you know, that's not real. And we go out. I'm like, well, weren't you in that video with him wearing white robes? You, him, for y'all talking about Pastor Cavassier? What you trying to say, Buster? Oh yeah, and you know, the art form from black art form in America, but no. Okay, whatever you say, Buster, because you is a Buster. Oh yeah, have some fun up here roasting. Oh yeah, and so that person that came up here earlier says that I'm not my content says oh, don't like the content. Oh, I want to address that. I'm like, yeah, we talk about it here. You mention the name, we go off. That's how it goes. You don't like it, don't come through. I roast with receipts. I roast with facts. I'm not roasting you because I don't like it. What I don't like is the hypocrisy. Oh yeah, of course I do. That goes with politicians, sports, music. Yeah, but it's fair game. It's fair game. You come through, you can get some. Especially if you mention a name where it's like, yeah. They kind of had it coming. So feel free. I'm not even. I know it's holidays, marshmallows roasting over open. Get your Nat King Cole on. Buster Rhymes, Nat King Cole, talking all that smack. But I was just, oh, I don't care about her 304 ways. I just don't like the fact that she be up there, got something I always got to say about brothers. And she know good and well that's why the ESPN plantation hired her behind, because you can talk about black athletes all day, all night. You can sit there and say what you want. But if someone said Josh Giddey, you got quieter and real quieter. Can't hear nothing. What about Pamela Anderson? What about her? Of course, I remember her because she was a bombshell blonde at Baywatch, and she messed with all the Tommy Lee, all that stuff. She used to once upon a time mess with Arsenio Hall, but that before she blew up, and they had to break that up because wasn't good for your career. But yeah, she was around. I'm up on her. Yeah, well, no, because I don't watch stuff like that. I seen the pictures of her enough. I ain't watch no tape. And I don't promote that mess either, but I'm aware of her. She was bad back in the day, you know. Probably what I call a Q list talent though. But we liked how she looked. We didn't remember we ain't care about her whack movies. Them joints that came on at 4 in the morning. Hmm. You put her up on a poster in your room. You didn't remember nothing that she said. You don't remember. You kept her on mute. She's a mute superstar. Hmm. She know it too. She actually was okay. She had some personality, but she had no real talent. But that's not what we was looking for, folks. Let's keep it 100. We have mute female superstars. People don't like it. That you not muted because you didn't done anything wrong. You just muted because you really ain't got no talent. And we really don't have time to hear you talk. We really don't have time to, study all the nuances about your so-called skills. We just want to watch you. That's all. If you can relate to what I'm saying, give me a one. You have mute female superstars that you love them on mute. That's all you want them is on mute. So if you understand what I'm saying, throw a one up. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then don't throw no numbers up. You can give me a what you talking about, Willis. But cats know exactly what I'm talking about. There's quite a few of them that I just love them on mute. I ain't trying to hear no singing, no acting, no, well, because nah, just keep your butt on mute. It's the Jennifer Lopez Hall of Fame. If you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how it is. You know how it is. And Malika Andrews ain't a bad looking chick, but I put her on mute because I don't want to hear nothing she got to say. Exactly. I don't even put her on the screen because she just turns me off. Because I know that what she's working for, that's what they want her to do. And she's going to fit right into it. Okay. What's up? Well, if you remember, was it 3 or 4 years ago? She said she was a black girl. No, she ain't never hid who she was. She ain't never hid who she was. She gets to say stuff because she got to dabble in stuff. Because that booty made people under hypnosis. That's why. Told you a lot of them were in the mute hall of fame. You just up there looking at that booty rumbling. You just like, and you say whatever you want to say. So the problem is, it didn't work because cats get tired of her mouth. She can't keep nobody. All that body, all that bounce, and you can't keep nobody. The ink's barely on your wedding certificate. And no sooner is it that you put the loop to saying you're Mrs. Affleck, he's already gone to the judge, gone to the lawyer and say, look, can you take her name off? Go on and take it off. Yeah, we done. Go on, take it off. So there's some yup, yup. And A Rod and her are two peas in the pod. But A Rod will, everybody will keep something on his arm. You know, he sure did. But they were using that for PR though. She was always, and she getting passed around because his buddy is Mark Anthony. It's like, dang, you cats could be sitting at a bar one night drinking wine coolers or drinking club soda or drinking bottled water. You say, yeah, how's she treating you? Oh man, you know how it is. Yeah, man, I know how it is. She's always tried to compete with 24-year-olds. That ain't nothing new. She been trying to always compete, you know. Problem is she just saying, I think there's something going on. I do. I didn't waste my time. If your mama's directing you and you and Ray J's all doing something, I ain't wasting my time. Oh yeah. J Lo knows about Shine. She should be locked up. She should be right next to Diddy. They know. She was an accessory. Hmm. And Kim is like a junior whopper J Lo without any talent. So there you go. Basically, basically, a mini me. Basically. Hey, that's more common than you think. I heard she did. I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did use it because her family stayed at the cookouts. So Uncle OJ, Tito's boys turned them girls out, and she messed with everybody black in the industry. Sure she did. I ain't stupid. Sure she did. You know, ain't listen. When you see how it really goes, you ain't like, oh, I didn't see that coming. You be like, yep, that's to be expected. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. You know, but anyway, yeah, she done ran her mouth. They all ran their mouth. Hmm. It's all the same. Sure. Problem is Kim ain't never had no personality. At least Jennifer Lopez has some personality. Jennifer Lopez actually got off her butt, danced a little bit, actually, worked it a little bit. I don't know what Kim K done. She's part-time lawyer. Remember what Trump said? Paralegal, something. I don't even think she could spare paralegal. You think Kim K can spare paralegal? They are trying to say that Kim K had a hand in getting Brittany Griner out. It was some mess. I'm like, oh man, this stuff is crazy. Drake's messing with Kim K right now, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. I just go by what I be, they get around on. Well, you heard the latest about Brittany Griner. Someone called the cops because she went to the women's restroom. I couldn't help myself when I read that too. I was like, what? Well, I'm sorry though. You know, you walking around like you Tim Duncan's cousin with a mini afro, you gonna scare some folks. That's a fact. Looking like Tim Duncan with a mini fro, all coming in there. So, you know, just saying. Cause you know how Tim Duncan be all with those eyes and they get and Brittany Griner got them eyes too. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have to skyhook on that bathroom. Let me go in there. Like, uh-oh. Just saying. That's what I heard. That was the last story about it. I was tripping. I was like, oh Lord. Whoa. You know. So But yeah, she's back to playing ball. You know, she's back. But when she was in that Russian jail, though, her dread was bigger than the cell. That was crazy because her hair went all the way out to the cell door. I was like, whoa, that was crazy. That was crazy. She's a great player, though. Great player, though. I like her, though. But that was funny when I read that, though. So, anyway, but anyway, well, see if anybody gonna say anything else. See, if anybody ain't got any more comments? We did get voting came up pretty overwhelming. Almost 80% saying the holidays don't last long enough. So, see what we got real quick. Everybody's gotten quiet lately. Anybody coming through, please feel free to hit the like, subscribe. I think it looks like everybody kind of like, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes and see if anybody got anything to say. Anybody still around, want to chat? Feel free. All right. Give it a couple more minutes, see what we're working with. See what we're working with. Trying to see what we got. Okay. See what we're working with. Let's see. Hmm. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, I did that video the other day. Probably could. The only reason why I say this is because people forget how talented um they were. I, they Magic Kareem Worthy. The thing about it is the Pistons never had anyone get physical with them. You do remember that one series that if Kawhi doesn't get knocked out in the leg, that that could have been a different series. So let's not act like that with a good balance of play that couldn't have been a problem though. So I'm just saying that was a tough series though. Let's not act like that. I don't think he was saying something that I would necessarily, you know, some people had issue with it, but see if I got this thing. Some people had issue with it. So my thing that locked up though. Anyway, I close this thing now. So it's all locked up. Froze up on me. Gotta go. Can you hear me? Give me a one if you can hear me. If you can't, give me a two. My thing like it froze up. It's all stuck.